Hello and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, they are spending most of their lives living in a gangster's paradise. They are spending most of their lives glorifying days gone by. It is not me attempting to rap, it is the Speaker of the House of Representatives speaking truth or what he perceives as the truth to his colleagues. So you've seen the headline. So now let's now see what led us to this point. So let me share the screen as I read this out to you. They are living in a gangster's paradise. So this is it. Actually, let me start it off with a different piece. It's still the same readout, but let me come at it from a different angle. So let me share a different screen with you instead. So the gangsters, as you know, and who looks more like a gangster Nigerian style than Abubakar Malami, just are as crooked in looks as he is in personality. So here it is right here. Electoral Act Malami Ngige Amaechi can render APC primary null and void. Gbajabiamila, so wanting to operate outside the law, of course, a law unto himself, Abubakar Malami. So when they made him the Minister of Justice, I think they essentially, at least in his head, he thought they made him essentially the law in Nigeria. So not the interpreter of the law, but the law itself. This is how this guy has administered that portfolio for 7 years solid. And because he has gotten with it so much, gotten rather away with it so much, given this sort of impunity and immunity that they have within that space. So he now just acts as he acts at will. So that acting at will now will ultimately lead to the destruction Gbajabiamila alarms of their party. Electoral Act Malami Ngige Amaechi can render APC primary null and void Gbajabiamila alarms. So let's see now what Gbaja has to say. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, on Thursday warned political appointees who have 2023 ambitions to resign from their positions. According to Gbajabiamila, the political appointees pose a risk to themselves and their parties if they refuse to resign. The Section 8412 of the Electoral Act 2022, which was recently signed by the President, Mohamed Buhari, states no political appointee at any level shall be a voting delegate or be voted for at the convention or congress of any political party for the purpose of the nomination of candidates for any election. This means political appointees who have ambitions have to resign their appointments before contesting. The likes of Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amaechi, Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation Abubakar Malami, Minister of State for Education Chukwuemeka Juiba, apologies if I mispronounce that, let me attempt it again. Chukwuemeka Juiba and Minister of Labour and Employment, Chrs Ngige, have refused to resign despite their ambitions. Gbajabiamila, in an interview with Channels Television, said some political appointees are adamant to resign before contesting in the 2023 general elections. The speaker, while speaking on their decision, warned that the political appointees can render the primary election of their party null and void. He said, there are several mischievous people. Some appointees have resigned their appointments to seek election, whilst some remain obstinate for want of a better word. Under the amended act, there is a court decision pending that says there is no provision on this and during our convention. Let me take that paragraph again. Under the amended act, there is a court decision pending that says there is no provision on this and during our convention. We have said that the adjudication by the court should not be executed as of yet. Then there has also been an appeal by the National Assembly to set it aside. So invariably, it is a personal decision they have to make. Therefore, the risk they run at the end of it all, if the court does find that the National Assembly was well within its rights to make such a provision, that they are contesting an election while still a political appointee, then you are on a very serious risk of losing your election bid. And not only that, you as a person also put the party you belong to at risk. So that is Gbajabiamila's interpretation of that. Abubakar Malami, he really walks a lonely path in this thing that is embarked on. This is entirely about self-interest, you have to understand. There is nothing to do with the Nigerian state, or there is nothing to even do with his own political party other than self-service. This is self-service. So this guy now, he wants to use the weight and authority of his political appointment to bullhorn his way into the Kebbi State House. And it is fair that even if he lets go of it, because they say they have to let go of it, I think it's 70 days is what they said. So that's about 3 months. Oh, no, 90 days, I think. So that's roughly about 3 months to the election that they have to relinquish. So if he relinquishes for 3 months, then all of the atrocities that he has committed, they can be unraveled by whoever stands in situation, because they cannot be a vacuum. Somebody has to go in there to stand in the breach of it all. So there can be an unraveling of all of the atrocities that he has committed. And he doesn't then also have the weight of that legal instrument, that legal weapon that office affords him to bully. You know, he's a bully, of course. You know Abubakar Malami now. It's a gangster. That's why I started with that. Who was that? Was that who sang Gangsters Paradise? I have to go and I think it may well be Snoop. So, but that was why I started with that somewhat. Apologies for the singing. Singing is not my forte, but that was why I started in that manner. You know, this guy is a very lost, a gold standard, the archetype of a Nigerian gangster. You don't get more gangster than Abubakar Malami, and he uses that office to the fullness of his just own self pecuniary interest. It's just self-serving. I don't think there's one act or deed that this guy has ever done for the benefit of the Nigerian state since he has been the Minister of Justice. Remember the $500 million that is trying to loot with Nedunwoko, Regina Daniels' husband, the Paris club deal that the entirety of the country has rejected. The governors are in court, and he wants to be going into the governor's budget to cut money and take $500 million from all of the 36 states of the country. So all of that is in play. So he cannot leave that office. Both the atrocities that he has committed and the ongoing scams that is still running and has not yet completed, you know, all of that is still in play. So, and he needs to be in situation to superintend his scams and to continue to enjoy the immunity of that office. But then, whatever immunity he enjoys in that office, it ends in February 2023. But he needs another immunity to cover the atrocities that he has committed under his portfolio. So he needs the Kebbi State House immunity, which he wants to go and hide under. But he needs the protection of his office that he has now, both to bullhorn his way into Kebbi State and to continue to run his scam. So for all of this now, he's willing to truncate the Nigerian constitution for his own self-interest. So this is what is in play, and as Gbajabiamila alarms. So Gbajabiamila alarms, but are you alarmed? Come share thought about all this with me in the comment section. The usual protocol, please, if you if you vibe with whatever it is that you've heard on the video, then just please give it a like. And if it's your taste what we're doing, then subscribe to the channel, because this is something that we do regularly. We're trying to push ourselves up the YouTube algorithm. So your just encouragement by just a few clicks will be much appreciated. So do all that and come join me in the comment section to progress this conversation. So I'll leave it here. Carry the conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.